God stepped in. Not when I was winning, not when I was confident, but when my hands were in, my plans were bold. My heart was turned tight to the $10 overpaid. When surviving felt heavier than giving up, and breathing itself felt like work I wasn't trained for. No applause, no warning signs, no one cared to know. Just a man sitting in the dark, realizing that everything he leaned on had given way except the faith he didn't even know.
How'd that feel, homie? Felt pretty good.
When I had nothing left, God stepped in. When hope was thin and nights were long, I didn't call him with perfect words, I just stayed alive. He stayed strong. I lost people I thought were permanent, watched promises expire. Learned how fast support disappears when pain stops being convenient. And I carried that rejection like proof that I wasn't worth staying for, until God showed me that a better me doesn't cancel purpose. Cried in the dark where pride couldn't follow, prayed prayers without structure or confidence, and held the Bible like a lifeline instead of a book. Because belief was no longer about understanding, but about refusing to let go completely. When I had nothing left, God stepped in. Not with answers, not with ease, but with presence that held me up when my soul was on its knees. I wasn't strong, just faithful enough to keep breathing, faithful enough to choose tomorrow even when today hurt too much, faithful enough to admit I was drowning without blaming God for the water around me. He told me to be strong without knowing I was empty, told me to keep pushing without asking what I was carrying. But God never rushed my healing or mocked my weakness. He just stayed when staying was all I knew. I walked through hell holding the Bible, not because I felt holy, but because it was the only thing that reminded me I wasn't alone. And every step hurt, every memory burned, yet grace kept showing up quietly like it knew my address. When fear talked louder than faith, God interrupted the light. When guilt tried to rewrite my identity, God reminded me who I was. And when I almost agreed with the voice telling me to quit, mercy stepped between the thought and the decision. When I had nothing left, God stepped in. When my strength had all but gone, I didn't win by being fearless, I survived because he held on. I remember the night he met me in my lowest, when my tears told the truth, my mouth couldn't form, and the silence didn't feel empty anymore. It felt occupied by a peace I couldn't explain but desperately needed. I learned that faith isn't loud confidence, it's quiet and enduring. It's choosing not to quit when quitting feels reasonable. It's trusting God with tomorrow when today feels unfinished and heavy. I carried a cross I didn't choose, wore a smile I didn't feel, and showed up broken more times than I can count. But God never asked me to perform healing before coming to Him. What I thought would destroy me, refine me. What I thought was punishment prepared me. And what I thought was the end became the place. God rebuilt me slowly, patiently, honestly. Now I walk differently, slower, more aware, less arrogant about my strength. Because I know survival is holy work. When life gets heavy, and staying alive can be an act of worship. When I had nothing left, God stepped in. When everyone else stepped away, I brought my down, He brought His grace in. And that's why I'm still here today.
Oh, there it is.
When I had nothing left, God stepped in. Not because I deserved it, not because I earned it, but because mercy doesn't wait for strength. And if my life is proof of anything, it's that God shows up most clearly when we have nothing left to give. Because mercy doesn't wait for strength. And if my life is proof of anything, it's that God shows up most clearly when we have nothing left to give. Stepped in, not because I deserved it, not because I earned it, but because mercy doesn't wait for strength. And if my life is proof of anything, it's that God shows up most clearly when we have nothing left to give. Because I deserved it, not because I earned it, but because mercy doesn't wait for strength. And if my life is proof of anything, guess that God shows up most clearly when we have nothing left to give.